Good morning, Mark Soderberg with ADM Investor Services with your morning ag outlook. A mixed trade across the ag space here overnight with very little price movement. Corn right now is steady to a penny lower. Same with the soybeans. Wheat prices range from unchanged in Kansas City to about 2 to 3 better in Chicago. In the products, bean oil, that's down another 20-25 points, while meal is up about a buck. The trade just continues to be concerned over a pending decision from the EPA on small refinery exemptions and the possibility it could cut into soybean oil demand for the production of biofuels. Recent decisions from the Trump administration to no longer support wind or solar energy projects on productive farmland has really kind of spooked the speculative traders that have been holding long positions in soybean oil. We had speculative traders selling nearly 10,000 contracts yesterday. That cut their long position. We've got it down to about 38,000 contracts. That's down from its recent peak at about 67,000 contracts. Meal benefited from the bean oil selling as speculators bought about 4,000 contracts of meal. That's cut their short position now down to about 108,000 contracts, down from the record of about 134 just a few weeks ago. Money managers yesterday were also net sellers in corn, beans, and wheat futures. Yesterday was also day 2 of the Pro Farmer Crop Tour. Participants peg corn yields in Indiana and Nebraska above year-ago levels, however, below the USDA forecast from just last Tuesday. In Indiana, Pro Farmers got it pegged at 194 bushels an acre. USDA is at 205. In Nebraska, Pro Farmers at 180, and the USDA on Tuesday picked it at 192. Pod counts in Indiana, they were slightly below year ago, however, well above the 3-year average. Pod counts in Nebraska, they were up about 15% over year ago. Tour participants today will cover Illinois on the eastern leg of the tour, in western Iowa on the western leg, before they conclude this year's tour in Rochester, Minnesota tomorrow. Still waiting to see if President Trump is able to persuade President Putin and Ukrainian leader Zelensky to sit down and hammer out a peace agreement, and if not, what additional sanctions will be placed on Russia. U.S. weather will see much cooler and drier conditions across the vast majority of the nation's midsection, really now into the end of August. A favorable following bouts of heavy rain across north central regions. Towards the end of week 1 of the outlook, also forecast for potential heavy rains in some of these southwestern plain states. Today's EIA report is expected to show ethanol production seasonally slip a little bit from last week as the summer driving season comes to an end and students return to school. Support for spot September corn is at 360.5, that being a low from last August. December continues to hold just above that $4 level. Inside trade in Nove beans overnight. Moving average support below the market is at 10.26 with resistance just below 10.50. Yesterday, the American Soybean Association wrote a letter to President Trump urging him to prioritize U.S. soybean sales to China with any trade agreement with the world's second largest economy. Today, China still has not bought any new crop beans from the U.S. Bean oil, it's nearing support at its 100-day moving average at 51 cents. For now, September soybean meal, that has rejected trade back above its 100-day moving average overnight. This technical figure, it has been below now since March. A bit of a rebound in wheat after new contract lows for the September Chicago and KC overnight. Growing production estimates in Russia, while slow shipments from the Black Sea region have continued to pressure prices here as of late. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great day.